I grew up in the small country town of Neil, which is exactly halfway between Melbourne and Adelaide. And then when I was 13, 14, my parents sent me to boarding school in Ballarat, and that's where I started rowing.
I grew up in a small country town, 800 k's northwest of Sydney, so a little town called Walgett. In Walgett, they run a lot of dryland farming, so that includes wheat, barley, chickpeas, fava beans. Dad runs a good Angus line there. So I got into rowing when I started high school at St Joseph's College in Hunters Hill in the Year 7 quads.
So I guess my story is a little bit different to most of the rowers here. I grew up on Sydney's northern beaches. I went to a public school. Surf club was a big part of my life, and from there I kind of transitioned into stillwater rowing.
I grew up in the hills area of Sydney, in Dural, family of 6. So I had three older sisters, so 4 mums basically. My sports to begin with was cricket and rugby. I moved into high school and went to the King's School in Parramatta. Changed for rowing very quickly. I had three of my best mates leave to go and row, and I joined them. The sports master for cricket never spoke to me again.
I was born in Perth and I've lived in Fremantle my whole life. Actually started out swimming. I remember Hancock Prospecting as one of the big sponsors at all the swimming events I went to then, I guess. When I finally quit swimming, I was sort of like, well, I need something to do, and rowing seemed to be that sport.
I think the thing about rowing, what makes you good at it is just sheer determination. It's just about going out there and rowing the hardest you can and trying to be the best you can.
So I take my inspiration from my dad. Like, he's always not a very emotional person, but you know, when either of us, like my brother or sister, do really well, you really see that soft side come out on him. You know, Dad's obviously doing it really tough for both Mum and Dad. They're doing it really tough out at home, and they always get absolutely excitement coming over to, even coming down to Sydney, like seeing us all for the weekend, or going out to Cirque and watching the racing out there. Or
My grandma and I have a very, very special relationship, and I'm very lucky to have her. And also my mum isn't so well. She's actually got schizophrenia. So for me, like, having your funding and your support is actually like so important, and it makes things possible for me, because I actually financially support my mum as well as like myself with rent and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty cool journey, and I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So thank you very much.
I think resilience and hard work is a massive thing in this sport, and I think the fact that of what we've learnt from you and what you've achieved over the years by being resilient and by working hard to be a female leader in a male-dominated world is something that I really aspire to be like. And I guess seeing, like I said, what you've achieved has been really great and really helpful in that sense.
So Mrs Reinhardt, I definitely wouldn't be here, wouldn't be a part of the NTC nor the Australian rowing team if it wasn't for you and your support. Everyone is very grateful for what you've done and the opportunities you've given us.
I think what we have created with your help here, with this funding and these training centres that have been set up, is phenomenal, and I think what it would lead to for the next sort of generation of rowers is it's inspiring. It's just an environment that not providing excellence but inspires excellence.
Mrs Reinhardt, you are definitely a part of our team and going into the World Championships. We wear your logo on the side of our boat. We're going to be representing not only our country and ourselves and the team, but we're also going to be making sure that we represent with honour and pride Hancock Prospecting, because Hancock Prospecting is such a world-renowned name, and to wear it on our zoot suits when we race, on our polo shirts when we walk around, is a huge honour. We have the best support in the world, and that's through Hancock Prospecting, Mrs Reinhardt, and the hard work that goes on with your team to support our team. You are our #1 team member. You're going to be there with us. We can come back and share the experiences with you and what it was like to qualify our boats and to win.